Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be going through our day 17 of our Mirthwood guide and walkthrough. We are on the newest patch, so prepare yourselves for some butt whooping from the enemies. So last time I left you, we were going to go into the quarry. That's what we're going to start doing today. Go ahead and warp to the camp in the heights, and I'm going to show you their very first taste of the new combat patch. So what happens with your stamina drains and what happens with the new bow. And I'm seriously reconsidering the Pure Ranger walkthrough. I think the game now requires you to do a mix. So hit them with the bow as they get closer, switch to a sword and just kind of try to hit them a couple of times with the sword, walk away, hit them with the bow. Like, that's probably going to be the best way to approach combat in this game from now on. And personally, I feel that's more aligned with what the developers probably wanted, rather than somebody just going pure melee, pure range. Range was, in my opinion, way too easy in this game. I could kite forever and just press sprint forever, kite forever, and it was fine. I didn't have any problems. Now, with the range, I have to watch my stamina because I need enough stamina to do an action to roll away. That kind of stuff. So I don't know. I feel the game needed a little bit of a pick me up, and this is definitely it, because it has made the game harder and not overtly difficult. You saw I got away. I killed the silt worker, but anyway, we're back to the quarry. You know where the quarry is. I showed you in the last episode. If you didn't, there it is on the minimap. The quarry has no enemies on the outside of the quarry. South, there are enemies, and inside the quarry there are enemies. So just, keep that in mind. Before you go into the quarry, make sure your stamina's topped up. Now I have to tell you that. You make sure your stamina's topped up. Make sure your health is topped up. You have your appropriate skill cards equipped. Inside the quarry there are things to mine, but also there's enemies. So what do you want? It's you have to make decisions now versus just one and done, which is great. Morwen tells you, please clear out the bandits. They're annoying the crap out of me, and you say, okay. Now the inside of the quarry isn't long, but we're going to go through it all in this walkthrough. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to show you I want you to see the new combat changes and how they apply to certain areas of the game now versus what we were doing before, which is just, sprinting backwards, kiting and hitting people from far away, and rinse and repeat. So you still have to kite enemies from far away with the bow and arrow, but since you're much slower when you're charging up your shot, you have to be careful of how fast the enemies are moving towards you, because the enemies now move faster too. So not only do they move faster, you move slower. So you can see right here, I take advantage of my surroundings as much as possible now. Before I used to also, and you saw that really cool triple hit I did in the last episode with the barrels, but triple kill, sorry. But this time around, it's I have to be cognizant of where I'm going, how my stamina is doing, etc., which is way different than before. And again, the argument could be made that I'm just using the bow and I'm saying, well, the bow is hard. Well, see, if I was using a sword, a good damage sword, 14 damage sword, maybe I'd craft that. If I had that the winter sword that I wanted to craft earlier, that would be doing 30 damage, right? The frostbite sword. So the winter's bite sword, arguably this could be easier because if we hit them like 3 or 4 times from far away, by the time they get to me, I've regenerated my stamina, I have my sword out, and I just hit them a couple of times and they're dead. So that's what I think. But I wanted to make a Pure Ranger walkthrough, and I've already been doing it Pure Ranger all the way, and the patch kind of caught me almost at the end of the game anyway. So I said, you know what, I'll just do another walkthrough eventually with the new patch and just kind of figure that out. In fact, what I did was I put out 2 videos where they talks about the new patch and how to get a really good early start, so that you're able to power up really quickly in the beginning of the game, not to the point where you're overpowered, but to the point where you're not getting your ass whooped by every single bandit that you see. So you get the copper sword, and you get the bandits brigade we got here. So you get other stuff really early on in the game. that kind of is different from this guided walkthrough I'm taking you through in the Ranger style, where it's more, it was geared with the old combat system, which was, to be honest, very forgiving. Now, if you still want to do a pure Ranger walkthrough and you don't want the stress of dealing with your stamina management, you can go into your settings and just lower the difficulty. You can do that. Make easy combat, and you're good. If that's your cup of tea, then go ahead. The game gives you that freedom, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you just want to enjoy the story and enjoy the ambiance and everything without having to worry about the combat. So I went up there to the right because there's some bandits that you have to defeat, because you have to defeat a certain number of bandits. And then 3 of them rushed me here, and I said, oh, 3, okay, cool. But again, I'm using my environment, and I see there's a barrel there. I said, okay, perfect. I can maybe, get these guys around the barrel and shoot the barrel and get them all at once. I don't think I accomplished that. I think I ended up doing a good amount of damage to them, but I didn't quite kill them. So there we go. See, I was able to get them around and and I hit myself. That's one of the things I noticed. When I'm hitting the barrels from the top, I have to make sure I'm pretty far away, because the game is like a top-down 2D, so the hitboxes are a little bit funky. You can get hit by barrels if you're standing directly above them, even if you think you're far enough away. So just, keep that in mind. So here's our first taste of the goodies in the mine. So if you are into crafting and building, the plains have a ton of limestone. So does the quarry, and limestone builds into some beautiful things that you can do for your farm. So, there's that to consider. I'm here mostly looking for ore, gold ore, for silver, and for gems. That's my main goal, and to kill these bandits so I can go and complete this quest. And again, the bandits aren't, overly difficult. You do have to be careful with. You can see how much I'm running out of stamina because I'm not being careful. But not only that, my max stamina is draining as I go along in the day, so I have to be careful. I didn't start off with full stamina. I started off with about 10% or 15% missing, and that has built up over time as I'm exploring, as I'm walking. And it's like a normal person; they get tired as the day goes on. You do too, and then you have less energy to do more things. So it is what it is. Here I stopped and I mined absolutely everything after taking care of this bandit. I brought him back and I said, oh, barrel, perfect. Just do that. You don't have to worry about it. I didn't get hit there. You see, because I was below the barrel, but above the barrel, I seem to get hit more consistently at that same distance. I don't know. So I mined around, and now you finally get to beat on Garrick Rook. So he's an assassin. He has this assassin moveset, and he has an assassin with him. So kite the assassin back like I did, and just take care of him before you... Because you don't want to face both of them off. They have that annoying long-range lunge that just does a little bit of damage, but does a lot of repeated damage, so that's not good. It can overwhelm you and just attack you from different directions. So once you're ready to face off against the boss, just go a little bit to the right, and he's there with the yellow name on. Kite him back and forth. Do your best, being a ranger, to get him. So once you take care of him, he actually gives you not much. You get gold and you get some stuff, but the real treasure, so to speak, is the next part of the cave. So the game tells you, all right, you're done, go meet Morwen, you're good. But you see there's a bridge there that we can go across, and I want to go across that bridge. If you had a tough fight with the Rook guy, heal up and make sure your stamina is high. So I drank a stamina potion. So that's what stamina potions do now for you. Stamina potions are important because they recover not only your regular stamina, but they recover the purple stamina that you can't use anymore. So yay, stamina potions are very useful, not just for exploring, but in general for battling. And then they're very along with health potions. I've been chugging health potions like crazy, and potent health elixirs are really good too. Speaking of potent health elixirs, just hold on. This chest contained a toolkit, iron toolkit, and I was like, man, iron toolkit, but then I realized it sells for $750. So I was like, well, okay. It was like, I got my money back, so that's not bad. I'm going to sell it anyway, and I don't have any tools I need to upgrade. I don't want to, so free $750 for me. So from the entrance to the quarry, we're going to go south. You're going to see a bridge that traverses over the cliffs, so that one. And we're going to go through the bridge underneath and then towards the east, and they're going to face a boar, kill the boar, run away from it. I killed it. then you see that ladder. That we're gonna go up that ladder, but before you do that, go around and collect the feather that's there, and go ahead and grab those, containers. Might as well grab some extra gold. So the plateau we're gonna go up on right now is limited, circular. It goes around the circle. So we're gonna go one way first, and then we're gonna go the other way. You pick up a couple of really good items, though. One, you pick up the second standing stone of this area. Alright, so once you're up here, we're going to go ahead and go explore the little plateau. It's not huge, it's like the Blackwater Isle, just a little loop to go around to, and it has little branchings that you can go on to explore and either grab potion or a feather or something like that. Or misclick and not pick it up, I guess. Just like I said, the two items right here. One is a standing stone that you want to pick up because it's standing stone 2 out of 3. And then there's a diagram for the silver ring, which gives us 5% defense. There it is. And that's actually a pretty big deal. 2.5% defense from the copper ring now is relevant in this patch. 5% defense is very relevant in this patch. So if you've crafted all you need to craft, just make sure you have that silver. You have that silver ring available to you to craft. Or you feel you're getting your butt whooped way too much. So rather than lowering the difficulty, maybe what you need to go do is get better armor. In order to be able to tank some more of the hits that are coming your way, especially if you're a ranger and you're just going pure ranger, which again I don't recommend anymore. I think a mix of melee and bow is probably the best way to do it. So there, I'm just showing you I looped around. If I would have gone left, I would have ended up in the same spot. But I went right to grab the feather and make sure I grabbed the silver ring diagram from that chest. So I defeated a bandit. I kept going to the left, and I ended up finding the standing stone, which you actually saw in a previous episode. This is a sneaky chest that's right behind the tree, and I'm glad I found it. So there it is, standing stone 2 out of 3, and we're going to get the third one in a little bit, as well as the standing stones in the plains dolmen. I went a little bit fast. North of the quarry, directly north where I am on the map right there, directly north of the quarry, there are the standing stone. There is the plain shrine. So just go north from the quarry where I showed you on the mini map. It's directly north. You need to have the variant artifact on you in order to be able to trigger it. So if you can't trigger it, it means you don't have it. And there's the kicker. 5 bars of each type of ore in the game are needed to open it. So that's why you've seen me not craft weapons. You've seen me not craft a lot of things except exactly what I needed, because I knew that I was going to be faced with these all of these bars I have to do. So I've been saving them for this reason, and I have enough now. And so now that I have enough, I'm going to be able to kind of plan out the next steps of what I'm going to be crafting. More than likely, I'm going to lean into the plated armor. Just because, just being pure melee is not... Being pure ranger is not working out very well right now, because after the update. So now I just go directly north from the shrine. I run into the painter guy, steal his stuff. And then the next step is to go talk to Morwen. After we beat the bandits in the quarry, it says go talk to Morwen, and Morwen is stuck in the wall. The moment that was cracking, I can't talk to her. And then I said, okay, well, maybe if I go inside and I hug the wall, yeah, that's fine. So whatever, it happens. 2 big reasons why I want to talk to her. One, she's very grateful. She gives you something, whatever. But the real big thing is she opens up her shop over there that you can see on the left-hand side, and the shop contains the recipe for the potent health elixir. And that, my friends, if we were in the previous patch, I would say, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Now I am saying you need it, and I hope you didn't sell them to get your gold. I didn't sell mine. I just sold my trout, because you're going to need potent health elixirs. You really are. Werewolves are a pain with the new patch, so all the enemies are a pain, but you know what I mean. It's important to now take into consideration herbs and picking up things. And the good news is that she sells a lot of stuff, and she replenishes her shop every 3 days. So you can get the health elixir here now. I sold my iron tool diagram for $7.50, and I picked up the elixir, the recipe, and to craft it you need wolf's liver. But we also need wolf's liver to open up the mountain shrine, so don't forget that. So you can go on a little, wolf hunting expedition if you want, but she gives you everything you need to craft your stamina and your health elixir. So that's it for this part of the quest. We're done. Now we're going to go get the rest of the standing stones. So what we're going to do is we're going to warp to the camp on the heights, and from there we're going to go and grab the rest of the standing stones. Before I would say it's not an issue, now I'm just saying watch out for silt lurkers. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful. They can hurt you really quickly, and if you're not full health, you'll die. It is what it is. You wrap around the camp on the plains to the south and to the right. Just hug the little plateau your camp is on, and then you're going to head north afterwards. But first, you're going to go south directly, and right here where these trees are, you're going to find the standing stones for the plains, and we hadn't found them yet, so now we are. So we've discovered this region, and that gives us 2 out of the 3 stones that we have hit so far. One was on the north of the Oasis Lake, the other one we just hit a little while ago. So now we're going to go and hit the third one, which is directly north of these standing stones. Alright, so we just head on north from these standing stones, and you're going to run into 2 things we want to be made aware of. One is a silt lurker, the other is this chest that contains a refined iron sword diagram. Great, but we don't need it. It's better to craft something else, like the frostbite or something. If you're in the point of the game where you haven't done anything, you can go into our Discord and check out what's available. So that's it. Standing stone 3 out of 3 for the plains. So we're done with the standing stones in this area. In fact, we're done with the standing stones all over the map. We only have one missing, which is the Bleakwood standing stones, which we'll do on our next walkthrough. So I'm just going to head on back to the dolmen. I don't want to keep calling them dolmens, to the standing stones in the plains. We're reading too much Asterix and Obelix, I guess. And we're going to get the final skill card for this area. Like I said, we only have one more missing. I am going to go ahead and tell you that the skill card is underwhelming. It's more for like NPC interactions and relations, which I haven't done any of. I'm going to, after I finish the main story, I'm going to kind of dedicate myself to just chilling in my farm and building up everything, but for now that's not the case. Alright, like I said before, this is it for this video. We did a lot of stuff in the plains. We're pretty much done. So now what we need to do next is go to the Bleakwood and explore that area and do a whole bunch of stuff over there. So that's probably going to be the next of our videos, and unlock the Shadow Shrine, which is over there. And then with that in tow, we'll go around and open up all the portals and finish up. I hope you're having a blast. Look out for the new combat videos, and see you on the next one.